Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to another YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, here we are to continue another AFL 2022 season review. In today's review, we're going to be reviewing the Adelaide Crows' 2022 AFL season. They finished 14th on the ladder. Of course, we're going in the ladder position order, so we started with North Melbourne and we're going to be working our way up all the way to the premiership winners, the Geelong Cats. So let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So, of course, nothing changes. It's the same things that we're going to be covering. Recapping the season in the ladder position. Highlights, best wins, some good players. Lowlights, worst loss. And then what's next, trade period, coach, recap, and the final words. So, the Crows have started to continue trying to surge up the ladder over the next couple of seasons. Finishing 14th, just outside the bottom four. After see what was a major improvement and some really good games that the Crows played in season 2022. 32 points with a percentage of 86.7, which would mean they would have won 8 games, which is a bit of an improvement for sure for the Adelaide Crows. So round 1 for Adelaide was a really good game, losing to the Dockers by just 1 point, but they really did put up a lot of fight in that contest. Collingwood absolutely thumped the Crows out of the park, though, by 42 points in round 2. In round 3, the memorable after the siren goal by new recruit Jordan Dawson to win the showdown for his club, first Friday night showdown, absolute scenes, and that's their best win for sure. Best win of the season, of course, against rivals Port Adelaide, first Friday night showdown ever, and they definitely delivered this. It was a perfect performance by the Crows. A disappointing loss to the Bombers at Marvel, and then another really good win against the Tigers at home. And these are some really good teams, Port Adelaide, Richmond, and then the Dogs they beat the next week at Mars. And not a lot of teams have been able to beat the Western Bulldogs at Mars, but oh man, the Crows 3-3 to this point. The round after though against the Giants was a disappointment. They were expected to definitely win the game, and they lost by 59 points as well. And it just started a bit of a downfall for the Adelaide Crows in their season. They lost to the Blues by 48, lost to the Lions by 36. They should have won against the Saints, but inaccuracy, lost by 21. They lost to the Cats by 42. Then they got going against the Eagles. They won by 31. Should have won the game by way more, but they did still get the win. Had a disappointing performance against the Suns. They were out of the game for most of it. Came back in the last. Not enough to seal the deal, and then the Suns just kicked rapidly away in the last to go ahead and win the game. Really nice win against North Melbourne, 57 points at Blundstone Arena, a ground that the Crows don't play at very often, so a nice win for them there, 57 points. Disappointing loss to Melbourne, but again, though, the fight was still there, 29-point loss. Lost to the Hawks by 32 in a game where they delivered nothing. A really good performance against the Pies to lose by 5. They played pretty well for most of the contest and stayed in the game, which is something that you like to see from a young up-and-coming team like the Crows. They lost the Swans by 33, but didn't let the Swans smash them by 70 points as to what that looked like, what could have happened. They came back really close. Another one of their really good wins came against Carlton. They won by 29 points in a really, really, really strong win, and that cost Carlton the finals in the end. Then they beat the Eagles in Perth, another really solid win, and then they won against the Roos at home at the Adelaide Oval. 3 wins in a row for the Crows. They were looking really good, and then the final round was almost their hard work really undone there to lose 111 to 55 to crosstown rivals the Power. But look, that 3-game winning streak in a row was really good. And most of the games the Crows did really fight and show a lot of hard work, spirit and effort. And they kept on going. Their young group is determined. Whether it's at the level just yet or not is another question. Again, compared to some of the midfields in the competition like Gawn, Oliver, Petrarca, or you've got Dangerfield and Selwood. The Crows don't really compare with them, but they're young and up and coming, and they're going through a bit of a rebuilding phase. They will get there eventually. This young group is going to be hanging around for a long time, and that's what's going to make them a premiership threat. Not now and not in a few years' time, but when these young players do hit their prime, which is still a few years away, and sometimes you've got to take the long road, but the Crows have been prepared to do that, and that's where they'll get some reward for effort. There was a few bad moments there in their season, though. They did lose to the Power by 56. That was one of their worst losses. Another poor loss against Sydney. Poor loss against Gold Coast. Really let that one slip. That was almost one of their worst losses of the season. However, they did show a bit of fight in that game. A really poor loss to Carlton, but I reckon their worst easily had to be against the Giants. It was a game they should have won, and yeah, that was a really poor loss to the Adelaide Crows. Also to the Bombers was a disappointing one, but again, round 23 was second with poor losses. So the Crows are one of the youngest teams in the competition. They've got a really good list building up. When these young players hit their prime, they're going to be really good players. But again, though, sometimes you do just have to wait, and that's what the Crows are more than prepared to do. That's what the plan has been. Luring Isaac Rankin to the Crows are going to be a massive help for youngsters, because we do know that the Crows love to have a lot of youngsters in their side. Coach-wise, Matthew Nicks, I don't think he's going anywhere. I know the club loves him. I'm a fan of Matthew Nicks as well. Really good coach. And I think, yeah, they've got a really nice young core developing. It will take a while, as I've said many times. It will take a little while for this club to, get that young midfield up and going. But when they all hit their prime, which will be around the same stage because they're all pretty young, when they all hit their prime, this team could be a real threat when they've all got 100 games under their belt. There'll be something to look out for up and coming in a few years' time. So the Crows, I feel like they've attacked the draft really well and attacked young players. Caleb Pulse has been another one that's been rumoured for the Crows as well, which could be a handy pickup to, again, add to their young list of players. Rankin's going to be a big help as well. So they're building a young core, which is going to be good, and Rankin coming in, an experienced young player. An experienced young player is going to be good. He's got tricks. But yeah, I think the Crows are heading in the right direction after a really good season. They have that mentality to never give up, and they always keep on going. They have some absolute tackling machines. Laird, for example, and Berry, really two absolute tackle monsters. So they do love their tackles to the Adelaide Crows, but they are heading in the right direction. It may take a long time for these youngsters to get ready and prepared, but when they do, they're going to be something to watch out for when all these young players are experienced, and they will do a good job. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Well, sorry, before I do my outro, nice season from the Crows, showing a few sparks of improvement. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so then you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone, Flaming Footy out.